So,
Hello.
let's do this. Hello, guys, and welcome to the 17th Creation Show with me, Linda. It has always been like this. Nick was never here. We don't remember him and we don't talk about him. Seriously, he's just he's just ill. He's not gonna be attending this week because he needs a little bit of a break and he's not feeling so well. So I'm gonna be hosting this show. I'm not a dictator, but Akrid is bringing the worst in me, so may turn into an evil dictator. But everything else will be as usual, and our guest curators have a little bit changed because we have two guest curators today. We have Akrid, the man behind the server and the wise watcher, as well as the slave driver of us curators, and the right hand man of Fuzzy. So if you want to ask your questions, you can send the questions to me because the best 10 questions are gonna earn 10 hair shares. So that's good for you guys. And if you stick till the end, you get 5 whale shares from me. But you can send me your BitShares account name, but that will be later. Please don't send it to me now. And we'll be hosting a competition as well as usual.
I
So-
have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Koturin.
How people decide which question is the best? The ones that you ask accurate. Who decides what is the best question?
Well, I'm gonna be the one emperor that decides that because I'm the best and I'm the emperor today, and because I hold the 10 shares. But if you like the question, please tell me and I will include it.
What
as
if I
the
like
winning
my
question.
own?
Well, then I will decide. You cannot choose your own because then I'm gonna be angry and don't send you anything. Okay?
All right.
Do I get to ask questions?
No.
Everybody gets to ask questions. Even you get to ask questions to yourself, but I don't think it shows you in a good light. So, stopping with the
We
question.
could change that.
Oh.
This is too funny.
The second guest curator is Kabi Elizabeth, who hasn't gone far from us because she wasn't here last week because she's not our curator anymore, but I brought her back just this week though. So sorry about that. And you can squeeze the last love out of her because she's an amazing curator.
Thank you.
And we have Gabchik, who has joined us in Kabi's place, who is gonna present her 2 posts in the beginning as she needs to go as she's a little bit down with the flu or with something with the bug, so she's gonna leave earlier. So we have a little bit different show today, guys. And I'm sorry if it's gonna be not so great as Nick's, but I'm trying my best. Okay. And then we have our seasoned curator, Katrin, who has an amazing voice and who just talks. And I should stop now. So okay.
Okay.
Let's start with what Nick usually does, and let's ask Akrid, how did you get on Steemit, and how did you discover whale shares? Please tell us a little bit about yourself, Akrid.
Well, I started on Steemit the end of May, so it was about 8 or 9 months ago, I believe. And I had a good time posting there, but I just felt like there wasn't much community, so I went to look for some communities. I found Whale Shares as one of the new communities that was starting up, and I thought it was an awesome initiative. So I joined and was quite active. I got the opportunity to share some whale shares and host some contests, and eventually I just became an admin, and now I control everything.
So you have the absolute power here.
I do.
So, guys, this is the guy you don't want to anger, but you want to be friends with him. So if you want to ask some nice questions, and if he admires your questions, it will be really amazing. Maybe you make a new friend who has power and he's in high place. It's good to have friends in high places. Okay. So accurate. We usually do a contest, and the guest curator gets to decide what the people need to do. So the contest is like this. People need to hold a whale share sign, and they need to make a photo of themselves holding this sign. But additionally, they can do something else. For example, once we had people had to wear purple shirts inside out, or they had to wear as much clothes as they could, or as little clothes as they could, or they had to put the whale share sign somewhere on their head. So I would tell you, if you want to, you can decide what they need to do this week, and you can tell me after Gabchik presents her post. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so without further ado, because I've been talking way too much already and making Copy laugh, Gabchik, would you like to present your first post?
Of course. So here it is.
Yeah.
And this is a relatively new user on Steemit. She joined in January, and she made a really nice post about this 3D dimension graffiti that are done on land. And it's just a very nice introduction. And she also wrote it in German, in Deutsch. I saw her introduce yourself post, and it turned out that her mother is half Russian, half German, and her father is Russian. So, and she went
Sorry,
to
you sound really, really bad, Gabchik. You started to disappear, and it's a little bit weird.
What
Yeah.
about now?
Oh, God, that's horrible. Sorry, sorry. You have like it's
Is
like
it better like this?
oh, this is better. This is much better.
Okay, I'm talking to my JBL speaker, so it seems that's my microphone. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So, long story short, a very nice post about the 3D graffiti of this new Samian. She joined the platform January and has really nice content. I suggest you to check her other posts as well. And she writes her posts in Germany, in Deutsch also, because she lives in Germany, but her mother is actually half Russian, half German, and her father is Russian, and she has a very interesting storyline. So if you have some time, I would recommend that you read her Introduce Yourself post. And I just want to promote this user to give her some enthusiasm to continue to create nice content. And yeah, that's it. Did you hear that well?
Yeah, that was much better. On the end, you started again, but then it was really, really much better. And I think this is amazing. And I think Api will agree with me. The formatting is quite good. Maybe some places there could be a room for improvement, but where the pictures are put right next to each other, that's pretty nice. And I have seen this before, and I know that people use this technique to prevent speed drivers, like it prevents people from driving fast as well. They use this technique as well.
Oh, I had no idea that they used that to kind of regulate the traffic in a way. Well, but the artwork is definitely pretty realistic, and I like this.
Me too. It's beautifully well done, and I love that it's in 2 languages. Excellent choice.
I suggest that you read the text because she talks about the story of this guy, the pictures of his artwork, and she also recommends other good ones. So yeah, I think it was very easy to find it. Actually, it was the first one, and I was really relieved that I found something good right away.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
So the artist originally did this with chalk, and it would get washed away with the rain. That seems to be a lot of work for just a couple days of art there.
That's a huge commitment, isn't it?
It reminds me of these people in Tibet where they draw these mandalas with sand. If anyone has seen this, for some weeks. They do some amazing stuff, and at the end they just destroy it. And the idea is not to get attached to what you do, but to enjoy the process. So I guess it's kind of a experience, a similar experience for the artists. And now they don't do it so much with chalk. They do it with other material, but it still gets washed away. not with henna.
Yeah, we do in Latvia. We do ice sculptures and sand sculptures, and that's the same principle. You make something, but it melts away, or it gets destroyed after a while. That's a really, really amazing, as you said, not to get attached to your work, but get attached to the process. That's a really, really nice thing, I think.
Yeah, it's like true archerships where they archerships. That's not a word. I don't know what word I'm going for, but he really or she really loves doing the art just for the art's sake, because even though it washes away, she doesn't really need to keep it forever because she'll just do it again. And that's amazing. I've seen this before, not in person necessarily, but in other artists that they do, and I've always wanted to stand on top of it, to have that kind of surreal moment of the floor looks like it's falling, but I'm standing right on it.
Yeah, that'd be so amazing, right? But I guess you have to be in the right spot at the right moment, because if it washes away after a couple of days, you have to know somebody who does this to actually be able to experience it.
I've seen a few other examples before, but none of them were quite as incredible as these ones are.
Right? This is huge. I can't imagine that this takes less than a day to make, more than a day, like a week to make.
We have an event here in Detroit that's it's annual. Every September we have this event called Murals in the Market, and in the area called Eastern Market there's a lot of warehouses, shops, and like little bars too, and artists from all over the states come and paint murals over there. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to find a few pictures online.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, guys, give this a nice vote if you like it, because I think it deserves a vote as well. And Olga, that earned only $1.25 right now, what I can see. And okay, Acrid, did you decide what kind of contest would you would like to have? What people should do?
Well, I had two ideas. One of them would probably be a bit more difficult. I'll say my two ideas and you pick which one. The more difficult one is picture with a friend. So hold the Steam It sign and make sure you have a friend with you, or upside down. So either stand on your head or go upside down and take a picture of yourself with the whale share sign.
Okay, I like the second version because I don't know. I may be the person who doesn't have much friends around at 1 o'clock in the night. So.
Oh yeah. Huh?
So what do you guys think? Upside down with the whale share sign, or with a friend? A friend can be a dog or a cat as well.
I agree. The
That is
upside
true.
down it would be easier for people who are alone at the moment, or who just naturally live alone and they live in Europe and it's night and they don't have anybody over. So
Okay,
Yes,
so
I'm for the upside down as well.
Okay, so guys, everybody listening right now, if you would like to participate in the contest, you have to make a picture of you being upside down with a whale shares sign in your hands, with the whale shares visible. You can send it to me, because I usually do this. You can send the pictures to me, and the winning post, the one that our judges chooses, is going to get some nice upvotes. I'm gonna try to get it to $5. Nick gave me some whale shares in case we don't get it there. Then I'm gonna put the whale shares on it, but it's gonna be at least $5 with the post if you win the contest. So upside down with whale shares tag in your hands. And if you stick until the end of the show, everybody here who's listening will get 5 whale shares. But you will be able to send me your BitShares account name, but not now. I will tell you when. So if you're interested in some nice free tokens, then stick around or participate in the contest. Okay. Now, let's move on to the second post Gabchik has.
Okay.
Ooh, pretty.
Hmm.
So this is a really nice artist, and she can draw with using a lot of techniques. All the images you see in the post are hers, and it's really cool that she's so flexible and doesn't limit herself to a specific style. And in this post, she actually promotes something I just learned from.
Oh, Gabchik, you disappeared.
Okay, just a moment. Yeah, I'm trying to find just a second to see what was the name of this idea.
Pathetic. Okay, let's look at this post real fast then. Oh,
Yeah,
this is the girl.
Go on.
You ready?
Yes. It's
Okay, then.
form, something like that, as far as I understand. And it seems like to be some kind of a concept that rewards art.
It's again, you have that voice issue.
Can you hear me now?
We can, but it's like
Choppy.
something is hitting the mic. Yes, it's choppy.
Or like a helicopter.
I'm so sorry, people. Is it better now?
Nope.
I think it's kind of the same.
If you'd like,
What
you
about
can...
now?
Oh, that was better.
Okay, I just shouldn't put it too close. Sorry about this, people. Just getting used to it. So yeah, it's about the concept. I recommend that you all read it. It's about the concept in the crypto world that rewards artists for original artwork and not only drawings. It can be all kinds of artwork. And the user provided links to the rules, how to submit it. And it's really cool because it doesn't limit you to submit. And there is just a procedure in which you use specific tags to get advantage of this. So yeah, I think it's a really cool user with amazing artwork, and it's sharing very useful information for other artists. Was that better?
Yeah, that was much better.
Yep, pretty good. I love this artist. I was actually creating one of her posts a couple weeks back, and this was the first time I learned about her, and I started following her ever since because she does a lot of pretty watercolor paintings, and I love watercolor. So, and usually I just write a little recap about the post that I pick, and I had somebody tell me that they were very happy for this girl because they've been following her for a long time too, and it's nice seeing her finally getting some decent payouts.
Yeah, that's really cool. I remember, I think she's a hit, you know. She's really that one person that her art is really amazing, and now she's sharing some information of how to get your art more out there, and that's really great as well because, you know, she's like, seems like a person who not only keeps it all for herself, the information, but shares it. So she still seems pretty nice.
Agreed.
And the fact that she works in different styles, I can't even work in one style.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I love it. I almost didn't recognize her in that first picture with her painting and drawing. So she's even creative with how she takes her pictures of her drawing. I'm a fan. Awesome job. Excellent pick. I'm gonna follow her too because I like the way she paints. I hope that she tells more of a story when she writes, but I really like it.
Do you think she took a selfie or somebody else took a picture? Because this could be either way here.
I think she has one of those stands things that she sets up.
Huh. Maybe. Oh, she's here.
Oh, hello.
Is she? No. Doesn't seem so. Somebody just tagged her, so I assumed she was here, but it doesn't seem so. Well, she's a really great artist. I love this post and give it some love because she's one of those Themians that we want to keep on the platform because she brings value to the platform. Okay, Gabchik, if you want to stick around, if you can stick around, we would appreciate it. But if you have to go, obviously you can leave us. Otherwise, does anybody have any questions for Akrid?
Thank you so much for making this change for me. I will stick around for a bit more because I'm ill of this, but I'm interested in the show, so thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us, and I think you really need to figure out that microphone. but everything else is really amazing. I loved your 2 posts.
Thank you, Gabchik.
So I have one entry in the contest, but it's not really upside down. It's taken and turned around. I'm gonna share the picture with you. Here we have a fake upside down post.
This is not actual upside down photo because if you look, there is a picture or photo frame, and it just like the picture is rotated actually. So that's a cheater.
Yeah, but he says it's Brent Sanders, and he says that he knows this doesn't count officially. I just thought it would be nice to share it because it's a nice effort, even though it's not we cannot count this. But and plus, I think it's some kind of he has some kind of issue that he cannot go upside down. Is that what it is?
Ankylosing spondylitis is I don't know if I pronounced it correctly or not, but yeah, that was a very good try, man. I hope if you do try again to see whale shares on the paper.
Yeah, that's true. But he knew it wasn't a valid entry, so I think he just went with it.
Yeah, well, he's keeping the contest alive, and it's nice too.
Exactly. Does anybody have any questions for Akrid?
I do. Akrid,
Oh.
what is the strangest post you have read on Steemit?
The strangest post I've read on Steemit.
Was it not
You know
safe
what?
for work?
Oh yeah, well, there was a not safe for work one that was quite popular for a little while. It was a story about a cucumber. It wasn't actually a read. It was more of a video.
Was it what I think it was?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We shouldn't go into it too much, but that was kind of strange. It was interesting.
Huh. Okay.
I don't really read many strange things on Steemit. People seem to value their reputation, so they try to post things that are originally. I mean, at least most people try to post things that are original and creative and don't warrant any sort of flag or negative attention.
Well, but there's always people who don't put their cucumbers in salad.
Well, you know what they say about those people.
What did they say?
She enlightened us.
It's not appropriate to say on the air.
I'm thinking about Pickle Rick all the time.
I love
Do
this
you
art
guys know
too.
Pickle Rick?
Oh, Pickle Rick. Oh, God. Yeah. I don't think that was the post, but might be. Okay. So I have another photo, actually. That was pretty fast. Usually we don't have that fast entries. So here we go.
Nice.
This is by Nick Visco. And it is upside down. Even the tag is upside down. So it's not full body upside down, but it's still upside down, which is technically the requirement. So this is a valid entry, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty
Our
good.
first valid entry. Well, you did pretty good. Milk that cow.
Mick, I'm impressed. Bravo.
Okay, so let's move on. I think, would you like to present your first post, Cubby?
Who, me? I would love to. And I'm going to go ahead and present our very ambitious. Actually, I don't even know if I could post in here, so you may have to repost it for me. Oh, it did work. Oh, yay, I have my green back. It's like I'm home. All right, so.
You are home.
Our beloved Nick here made this post a couple hours ago. And I found it and I fell in love with his play on words from it. Of course, you guys know that I love a well formatted post as well, with pictures that are relevant but simple but don't take away from the message being sent. And a lot of times people do the mistake of centering everything that they write, and ideally that is only okay for poems. And as you can read in this, it's a very short poem called The Fool for Love. And if it's okay with you guys, I'll read it to you.
Of course, you have amazing voice.
I mean, nothing like Katrin, but I don't know if she wants to read this for us. But if you do, I will let you.
No, I'll gladly listen.
All right, fair enough. All right, so it's called The Fool for Love. Love is the cause of all pain. I hurt and I ache because what I feel is nothing but fake. To give your heart to give your heart to the likes of another brings out the fool and makes one feel like a sucker. I beg and I plead for these feelings to leave, but they swarm at my heart like honeybees. I am such a jerk. Why does this happen? I don't want to be in love. This isn't relaxing. She tests me like math. When I add, she subtracts. The love I have for her stings, and in the end of a bath, I feel like a dork, big like New York. I take this love in my heart and throw it right out the door. I know I should forget about her, but I can't. And that, my friends, is the end. It's funny because when I first read it, it kind of just flowed, and then of course when I say it out loud, I sound like a weird duck. But
Yeah, it's really good. It has a good structure, a good rhyme scheme. Has some good rhymes in there, and you can tell that it's not just poetry. It's actually real because the very last line doesn't rhyme at all.
Why do you say that? That's very real.
Because if it was just made for pure poetry, I think that he would have to come up with a rhyme for that. The last line without a rhyme.
That's a very good attempt, I'd say. Or maybe he should write more poems and he will eventually get better at it.
I like it it's really beautiful. I think it's really amazing one. It spoke to me. Maybe I'm just a sucker for love.
I think you are.
I think so too.
Oh, thank you. I have a lady crush on Cubby, if you couldn't tell yet.
Yeah. Europe won't be able to handle us when we go to Nick's wedding. It's just going to be the two of us partying hardy.
Are you guys going to make out at the wedding?
No.
I have my boyfriend there, but nothing is out of the question.
Yes,
okay,
it is out of the
I'm
question.
not into women.
Katrin, don't make this weird.
Well, come on. I just want to be funny. Okay? I had to take that opportunity. That was the perfect opportunity to make that joke.
And to tell your secret desires.
No, but the truth is I know that I'm not into women because I've tried it, okay?
Alrighty then. Moving right along. Who is next?
You haven't tried Cubby.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Okay, now it's getting weird.
Yes, seriously.
So, do we have any other questions for Acrid? Because I have those hair shears burning hole in my pocket. If you don't want them, guys, I'm going to spend them on my own post.
Brent Sanders just asked a question. Does acrid mean acidic? I think it means the proper spelling of the English word acrid is acrid. I think it's like a pungent acidic smell of something like burning or something like that. So close, but I think it's not exactly acidic.
Well, we
I
haven't
have
sma-
a question for Akron, if you don't mind.
your mic is doing that again, so you have to repeat that.
Okay, how is it now?
Still the same.
There's like a choppiness to it, like it's not plugged in all the way or something like that.
Okay, well, Gapchick is figuring it out.
What about now? Last try, maybe?
No. You
Okay.
try it again. I will something. I can.
Hey, Gapchick, do you want to type instead?
Yeah, I can try.
Okay. Well, this is happening. People who joined just now, because I know some of you are probably from Europe and the time is still the same. Our contest this week is you have to make a picture with yourself upside down and with a Whaleshares tag in your hands if you want to enter for the contest. The winner I'll try to get the winning post up to $5. And if you have any questions for Agrit, who is our guest judge today, you can send them to me or write them in the chat. And the best 10 questions will be awarded 10 hair shares. If there's going to be only 5 questions and some of them are rubbish, they're not getting any hair shares. But good questions always get rewarded by hair shares. So any questions are welcome. And our next person up would be Katerin. Would you like to present a post?
Nah, I'm not presenting tonight. I'm just playing.
Now I don't have to choose just two.
I was only playing. Hey, Egrid, what does this logo stand for?
Oh, the logo I made? It was just at the end of my post. Is that what you're talking about?
Your profile picture on here, I guess?
Oh, okay, that one, yeah. So I used to play a game called March of War, and it was a turn-based tactics game, and it was massively multiplayer. And there was 6 different factions. You chose your faction, and you could do turn-based tactic battles that actually affected the land that your faction conquested as a result of your victories or losses. And the faction I chose had this logo, and I ended up being I really enjoyed the game. It was a great game, and there was a great political structure to it, not just turn-based tactics. And I ended up being a member of the high command of the faction, and so it was really enjoyable. And the game got shut down, and I really miss it. So I still use this icon here.
I see. Thank you for the reply. I did not expect it to be that deep.
Oh, it's very deep. I don't do anything that's not deep.
I bet. You gotta keep it close.
I'm not gonna go deep into jokes today, I guess.
I was waiting for it.
Well, we also were thinking that, so.
I'm gonna grab my post right now.
Yes, please.
Hey people, this is my last try to talk. How is it now?
Wow.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
That's so cool.
You should do that every time. That sounds great.
Okay, I just switched from my computer to my phone, and that's why. Wow, Android. Okay, let's see this post, and I'll ask my question later.
Hold on, I need to resend the link.
Yeah, this one is not something was wrong there.
It's broken. I think I missed something in the address line.
Here we go.
Okay, that is my post. And it's called How to Discover Everything Facebook Knows About You, and it's written by on the blog it says that it's the person who wrote it is a computer engineering student. So I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what it says. He only joined Steemit last fall, and whenever I saw his post about Facebook and post promotion, I couldn't just walk past it because I cannot stand how invasive Facebook is. And so yeah, that's why I picked it. And we all know that Facebook stores a whole lot of info of about every interaction we make on there, but nobody really seems to think about it when they hit a like button or comment on a photo. Here is where it gets even more interesting. Turns out Facebook even keeps track of every video you watched on their site, which I didn't know about, and I think it's pretty crazy. Well, I knew that it would track whatever you like, comment, stuff like that, but I didn't think it would even like store those videos you watched. Kind of crazy, but I get it. I mean, Mark has to collect more info on you and make more money and sell your private data to help you buy things. Well, and the tracking actually goes far beyond that. So no matter what you use, a browser or a Facebook application, so, anyways, go read the post. You may discover a lot of things you didn't know about Facebook and what's being stored on its servers. Think what you want to feed it, or if you're still willing to contribute your private data to a huge corporation that makes billions of dollars off of you. So, pretty good post, and I'm happy to see people creating awareness about things like that.
It's actually really scary what all of the information they have. On many occasions, I've been having a private conversation with a friend, and then I would log on to Facebook and see that there is advertisement special for what we were just talking about, just right there
Wow.
and ready.
Yeah, imagine it's like everybody knows everything about you at this point. Everybody on the other side of the screen knows where you are, what you're doing, what you're eating, what your allergies are, where. But the thing is, when somebody's gonna abduct you, nobody's gonna beat an eye because they're not supposed to track you. So it's freaking ridiculous.
Facebook is just gross. I hate it.
Yeah, and it's not just Facebook. It's it's Snapchat, it's Instagram, it's even iPhones. You can track
Yeah,
other
Google,
people.
Apple, and Facebook are the three major controllers of all your information.
And
Well,
that's the three major
Instagram
things
is
we use.
Facebook. I was just saying Instagram is Facebook.
It's a really nice pick, and I would like to add that it's a nice thing to point out that the biggest. Do you know what is the biggest lie on the internet? It is I have read and agreed to the terms of use. So people just automatically click, yeah, I agree, allow, and it's actually very good from now on for people who do this automatically to start analyzing if this application really needs to access your photos, your microphone. So for Google and for Facebook, I think that we agree for them to have access to our microphone. Some from their own words are unnecessary. And like Facebook, yes, the account is free for you to create, but your account has a specific value of some dollars there. And the data that they collect from you is being sold to companies that provide what you're interested in. So it's a really good pick. I like that you chose something that doesn't emphasize so much on pictures and it's something deep and interesting. Thank you for that.
Yep, I don't use Facebook application on my phone anymore, and whenever I do want to check Facebook, I usually go and use it on browser, even though it's not gonna protect me from being tracked. But I still don't want to have application passively monitor everything I do on my phone.
Yeah, and the thing is, photos that you forgot on your cell phone, that's number 3, basically.
Yeah, that's crazy. That actually happened to me, but only like with Google Photos, that everything got stored on Google servers, and I saw that everything was up in cloud, backed up, and I was so pissed. But I usually just go through my phone and manually pick whatever application have access to what I wanna let them have access to.
The most stupid part is, yes, you can deny access. For example, you cannot agree with terms of services. But Google and Apple are the two major phone industries. If you don't accept Apple terms of services, you cannot use your iPhone. If you don't accept Google, you cannot use most of your phone. Your account on it. It's so ridiculous. There's this monopoly that you don't have much to choose from.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
fact that if you don't allow access to your contacts or photos or voice recorder, then you can't use a simple service, just like sending a text message or playing a game.
Exactly, and that's not right because they don't need that information. Right now, I remember when I got my iPhone got shattered and I had to get back my passport. They needed all of my information because this phone is literally signed up on me. All my information is there. It's so ridiculous that now I remember when phones just started, all you needed to do was have a SIM card, to have it. Nothing else, no subscription. And now you can't even use it if you don't. It's not just a SIM card. You need to subscribe for Apple services. You need to do everything. Okay. Any other comments, guys? Because this is a very interesting topic. I think most of us know that this is happening. It's just it's helpless at this point, but maybe with blockchain technology, it changes in a way somehow. We'll see in the future.
Well, even with blockchain technology, there's all this information that's out there right to the public, which I don't see as a bad thing because it's not a central company controlling your information for gains. It's just out there and everybody has a responsibility to, use it appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hated that like you cannot ever delete anything that you posted on Facebook. It's still stored on their servers and it's not going anywhere. Like this person who wrote that post, he downloaded his profile off of Facebook and he said that he made an account back in 2007 and he had 3 years worth of data, so I assumed that he doesn't use it anymore. But whenever he did use it, Facebook had entire log of every interaction he made, and it also has kind of, what would you say? Well, whenever it identifies you in pictures, like it has like those dots around your
face
face.
recognition.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
think
does.
that's nasty.
Yeah, the last time I disabled my Facebook, I actually messed with the algorithms. I took a few months and just started using it in ways that I never had before. I changed slowly over the course of some time. I changed my my birthday on there. I added friends that I've never known before all over the world, and then I changed out some photos. I deleted some and added different ones, and it was fun to do because it seemed like the advertisements were completely different and nobody knew what was going on. It was fun to mess with people.
Yeah, for sure. Just fitted a bunch of bullshit just like it deserves to be fed.
Tell me how you really feel.
I just hate it.
Yeah, I actually had this case where I didn't write my authentic name and they blocked my account, and then I tried to trick them again and then they wanted my ID and now my name is like this and I can't edit it. But yeah, it's part of the terms of use, the authenticity of the name, which it's not so bad because this way you so know who you're talking to, but who knows. Yeah, I think it's an endless topic.
Same thing happened to a couple of my friends. They were not using their actual names on Facebook, and Facebook like blocked them until they would provide a valid ID. But one of those people, like, she didn't want to return to Facebook, and another one just made her account as a public figure. So I said, "Fuck you! I'm gonna use whatever name I want."
That's one way to do it.
You can create an organization, and then they can not do anything.
But as bad as it can sound, actually, it also gives a lot of freedom. Like, I don't have my business registered, and it allows you to make a page as it's registered. So it's like a knife. It really depends how you use it, but it's good to be aware how they use you.
Well said.
Okay, at this point, guys, we've talked about this a lot. I know that this is a very, very great topic. Can continue about this after the show, but now I need to share some photos with you. And guys, if you have any questions for Akrit, please ask them. Each good question gets 10 hair shares. So, if you want some nice tokens, you can ask some questions.
Okay, I have a question. So I just want to say to those who don't know, the first time Nick picked my post for this show, he contacted me with Acrid because I got into creating a contest. Story short, Acrid helped me. I created a contest and it was very nice. And I was just amazed how someone has the time and energy to help other people do stuff like that. So I'm just a little bit curious about what do you do, Akrit, in real life? Like, how do you make a living and still have time to make these events and stuff?
Gabcheck, I remember well sponsoring your contest. I really enjoyed the contest you did, and I was hoping you would do it again. Actually, I was wondering for a while what happened to you, if you had just disappeared from Steam or went on to do other things. But I'm really glad you ended up here and curating with the group. It's great that somebody else from Whaleshares found you and gave you another opportunity to be a part of the community in a meaningful way.
Yippee!
You didn't answer what you were doing in real life.
No, I didn't. I am a IT contractor, mostly hardware, and I just do contracts every once in a while when I can get them.
Cool.
He's a spy.
He is one of those Facebook people who collect your info.
I'm also a professional gambler and a president.
Huh.
Of where?
You don't want to know.
Of the world.
North Korea, huh?
He can't answer that.
He's professional gambler on Steam Poker League.
I knew it.
Okay.
Things got very mysterious here. Okay.
Yeah, we're just imagining that nothing weird happens. Everything is good. Yep. We don't know where Akrid is from, where he's going. We just hope somebody doesn't come and kill us in our sleep now.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna steal our Witcher's wallet info.
I'm posting the picture again because I think it got buried really fast. This is another entry from Amelia Bartlett. So I think this is a really solid entry. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's really good. That's skill right there. That takes some strength and dexterity.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
I was very impressed as well because that's a really, really good one. And the sign. And this one is next one from
Nice.
Samantha J. Barnes. I think this was really funny and really sweet because, the funny face.
I think those are little pizzas on that picture there.
Oh, pizzas. I love pizzas. Yes, LCR, if you want to ask a question, you can ask a question to Akrid, and if it's a nice question, I'm gonna send you 10 hair shares. Here is another one.
Oh my gosh. That looks painful.
That's awesome.
That is Ika.
Nice.
That is Ika Sumanera. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But this one is a really great entry as well.
You guys are awesome. These are great pictures.
Exactly. I think I will have to make my collage because I didn't think we would have so many entries, but this is turning into a nice contest. So guys, take out your cameras or your phones and take more pictures for us so we can vote on the best picture and you can get some upvotes on it. And as well, if you ask question to accurate, and if it's a good question, you get 10 hair shares for me in the end of the show. As well as if you stick to the end, you're gonna get five well shares each person that is gonna stay till the end. And when I ask to have your username from BitShares, then you can send it to me. That's later on.
I have a question.
Oh, another question. Okay, go for it. LCR. LCR, you can send me the question. I'm gonna ask it.
Yeah. Akron, if you had to choose between learning how to dance and you would have to perform a dance in front of millions of people at least once a month for the rest of your life, or you had to choose between learning how to sing, but moving forward, you would never be able to just speak again. You would always be singing your speech. Which of the two would you choose?
I would choose to dance. I'm very awful at both of those options, and I don't think I'll ever be capable of doing either one. But I always thought it would be nice to take like ballroom dance lessons. That sounds like a cool thing to do with a partner. However, I'm not coordinated at all. If I had any less rhythm, I'd be missing a pulse.
Well, you have the opportunity, though, to learn and not miss a pulse, and then Copy can take you as +1 to the wedding and you can dance together.
Yep. No, all of that sounded like a great idea.
Okay, I'll pay for the dance lessons. You pay for the plane ticket. How's that sound?
I got even better. You pay
But
for the
the
dance
thing is-
lesson, and then Steemit will pay for everything else. So just make sure you save up all that SBD for it.
But the thing
Okay.
is, Cubby was looking for a ticket that was 1,200 euros anyways, and we found something that's half price, so it would be the same price as in the beginning, Cubby.
It's pretty nice. That's a good idea. But I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell all the ladies. You're probably going to be disappointed.
Keep those expectations low, huh?
That's how he gets all the ladies. He puts really low expectations and then blows them out of the water. I see you, Accurate. I know what you're up to.
I never disappoint.
I don't think you're right, Accurate. You sound like a pretty amazing person, though. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Matchmaking is over. Now we're
That's
gonna
nice.
move on to Accurate's post.
All right. Let me get it up here. 1 second.
Ooh, that's a good question, Amelia. I'm gonna ask that when Accurate does his presenting thing.
I don't blush. I'm always glowing.
Huh.
All right. So this post is by Peter87. And it is a account of his travels to Colombia. He did I think it was 3 or 4 day hike to a native ruins from that was abandoned around 1500 when Spanish conquistadors found their way to that part of the world. And it's he's got some really nice pictures. He's broken it up with a bit of explanation about how the journey was, how it was through the jungle, and it was extremely wet, and they had to cross rivers and slush through mud, and the humidity alone kept them pretty sweaty and gross most of the time. So there was no way of avoiding it and trying to stay dry. But I looked at the pictures of the site that he took, and it was awesome. There is some excellent artifacts there to be seen, and the view is amazing, and I would love to visit a place like this one day.
Me too.
I
That's
love
beautiful.
Looks like an awesome adventure. I would go, but I'm not sure if I would go to Colombia. I'm kind of scared.
I would go anywhere. For me, if I die, then I die. That's my life motto, you know. At least I've done something that I think is cool. But that's the thing. I don't believe I would die because I don't think I want to die yet. You know, it's kind of when you're ready, people go when they're ready. In a way, at least in their subconsciousness.
Live
I was
life to the
just
fullest, right?
I was just referring to the criminal level in Colombia,
So
and
you're more worried about the humans than the poisonous snakes and things that can kill you quickly.
yeah, there is this one show. Well, if I translated it from Russian, it would be called like Flipcoin. There are two people, and they go all over the place in the world, and they flip a coin. Who gets tails? Like let's say they get $100, and heads they get unlimited money on a credit card, and they kind of show you like what you can do with the lowest amount of money for a couple days at this place, and what you can do like being rich. And they went to Colombia, and the person who had a lot of money surprisingly decided to take a trip to like the poorest parts and like district of the city. I forget the name of it, and it was rough. It just like you would never think that people live that way. And like I mean, like I understand it's life, and I mean, and then you go and you see it with your own eyes. If people were not as violent, I would probably do it. But most of the people like stay drugged there forever and just like pace as they walk. It's just like crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of different parts. There's modern cities. There's the drug-infested criminal havens, like you're discussing. But there's also like native tribes that still live the same way they lived for thousands and thousands of years. So in this post, he goes into a little bit of description how the natives' main source of their income is selling food to the base camps where the travelers rest in between the days.
This is
This
pretty
is
cool.
a really good example of a very undervalued post, and it's just an amazing adventure. I like it very much. It's a very good pick.
Yeah, I would love to go on something like this. It doesn't have to be Colombia. Anywhere that's close to nature, I'd love to spend some time because we get we get so caught up in the city life that sometimes just I would like to get away right now for something like that.
You're always welcome in Bulgaria. We have amazing places here. Okay.
Yeah, I would love to visit Bulgaria too and Ukraine.
It would be nice. Are you gonna go to the Eternal? You visited Ukraine?
Do you want to go, Kotrin?
Sure. I mean, I would go given the opportunity, but I don't plan on going to Ukraine anytime soon, so I don't think think it would happen anytime soon. But if I think about a place that I would want to go and enjoy nature, I would probably shoot for Iceland.
Oh yeah, that's one of my list as well.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think that would be an excellent place for a natural, like nature and natural beauty and wonder. Um, that's one aspect of visiting places. My aspect is more for like historical, ancient, like megaliths and stuff. That's what I like to see.
Oh yeah, I finally want to see the pyramids of Egypt, but I think I'm gonna have to go it next year, not this year, because I wanted to go this year. But there's the wedding, so that's where all my money's gonna go.
Yay for weddings.
Woo woo. It's really because she
Yeah.
wants to see me. Let's be honest.
Oh
That's a
yes.
fact.
I would love to see all of you. I would love to meet all of you guys. Okay. I have a question from Amelia Bartlett for you, Akrid. Do you have a secret talent?
A secret talent. I've I've been trying to figure that out myself.
Come on, yeah, exactly. As Amelia is saying, come on, you know your secret talent. We want to know it.
Well, I can't tell you, but I can show you.
Okay, all right.
And then he bans everyone. That's his secret talent.
His secret talent is probably eating a lot of burgers.
Oh, that's my secret talent.
No, wait, and drinking many beers. As many beers as you can provide, he will have them.
Oh, we have a follow-up question. Do. I have a question from LCR, but it's a longer one. I'm gonna post it here as well.
All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna answer Amelia's question quickly. The most hot dogs I ever ate was in one sitting was 3. I know I've never been in a eating competition before. I would probably be in pain for a little while, but it would be a fun experience.
The food would come out of all the sides. Okay, so I don't know if you see it. I posted just a question.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Thank you for posting that. That's a very good question. I think that smart contracts will allow us to execute wills on the blockchain. So I think that it's only a matter of time before we'll be able to store our will, and then once we pass, have it trigger and execute and leave the keys of some sort to whoever we choose to leave them to.
Yeah, blockchain is so new that you never know when a new idea is gonna come along.
I don't know if there's any way to let followers know that someone passed away, but I'm sure somebody can think about it and figure it out. I'm absolutely certain somebody could figure it out. I'm not sure if people would want to, though. I don't know. I wonder how a blockchain funeral or a blockchain wake would go.
Hey, Ekrid, do you happen to know who found out that Adapt died?
I didn't hear anything about that. What's that?
Well, he died like a few weeks ago. There's a guy that he and another dude, people who made steampixels.com, and I think they run a shop too.
Oh, really? What was his name?
Adapt, it's ADEPT.
Oh, right. I think I saw them around. They just passed away and people just found out about it?
Well, he died, but I'm not sure like what was the cause of death. And like that happened maybe last month, maybe a few weeks ago. People in SteamSpeak were talking about it, and yeah, but I don't know what happened to him.
Oh, it's interesting. It's sad. It's bound to happen. I think a few months ago it was what was her name? I think it was Laura Lemons or something like that passed away, and that made a big impact on people. I think that's who it was.
That was this the woman who killed herself because there was somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really a big thing.
We're going in very dark waters now, and I want to cheer you up. Oh, I'm thinking about because it's a decentralized system. The only way that you can know that someone died if this blockchain and Steemit gets created in the afterlife, and you just log out when you die. Like, hey people, I'm gone. Because if you don't have a centralized office or someone to take care of it, who are you going to send these documents to that someone passed away, Just trying to be funny in a way. Sorry.
That's an interesting concept. Blockchain afterlife.
Yeah.
Karen says the cloud.
You never know how far technology can go.
If we figure out that, I think we're gonna figure out immortality and on blockchain. We're gonna get uploaded in the computer. Okay, we are actually at the halfway point, by the way, guys. So one last time, I'm reminding you that the contest entry that you can make, you can take a photo of yourself upside down with the wheelchair sign in your hands. I'm gonna try to get it up to $5 of upvotes if it's a winning photo. Second, if you stick until the end, you get 5 wheelchairs from me. I'll tell you when to send your BitShares account name to me. Next, you get 10 hair shares from me if you ask a good question to accurate. So again, an earning opportunity. You just have to pick up your palms and put them down on the keyboard and start writing. So not that hard. And I think we're gonna do Cubby Elizabeth's Chatterbox, aren't we? Because I didn't have my good cause showing up. I'm gonna share the post afterwards then anyways, because it's still a good cause, but it's gonna be a short share. So, would you like to do Cubby, the Chatterbox, Cubby?
Oof, I'm a little rusty. It's been a while. Sure, why not? I can't wait to see what fun topics we come up with.
Okay, guys, what kind of topics do you think we should talk about?
Belly buttons, maybe?
That would be interesting.
You've been trying to get belly buttons for a while, Katrin, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It has.
Best way to remove garbage in your belly buttons? You store garbage in your belly button, Scuzzy. Okay, I think we have no other ideas. Sorry, Katrin?
I was just saying that Akabe should talk about taking lint out of it.
Have you ever collected your belly button lint?
Now I haven't, but I watched a YouTube video about the guy who did.
Really? I thought I was being creative.
Wait, what is lint?
It is just like
You
I
called
will
it
let
garbage.
Akron. Not necessarily garbage. It's just like whatever you would pick out of like in between your fingers. Then you take your, toes. After you take your socks off, like like maybe fabric. Yeah. So there was a guy, and like he was saying that he is a virgin, and he was trying to get up with some girls and stuff, and he had a jar where he collected his belly button lint in.
Oh, that's cool, I guess. Well, I hope you don't do that, Copy, do you? Because then we're over.
I can't say that I do.
You know, as you are here a guest curator, and we don't know when you're gonna come back, I think Katrin deserves to get your belly buttons topic.
Yay.
Because I don't think anybody else wants you to speak about anything. There's like a
Nope, it's just belly button.
Okay, we're talking about belly buttons then, guys. Then rating Cubby Elizabeth after she finishes. So, Cubby Elizabeth, are you ready?
Let me just finish this one message that I got really quick. I'm trying to multitask here. Okay. Am I ready? Can I do this, people? It's been a while. We're gonna make
1
this
week.
happen. Okay.
Or 2 weeks.
Feels a lot longer. Okay. I am ready. What's my topic again? Belly buttons, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty. Wow, I feel super rusty. I don't have a rhyme or a theme or music to play along. And when I think of belly buttons, for some reason I think of music. And I think of music because when I shower, I play music. And in the shower is when I clean my belly button. I don't know about you, but some people forget to clean their belly buttons. And after a while, it smells and it's gross and there's sticky things in there. not sticky things in mine because mine never gets sticky. That's still kind of weird. I don't know why I said that. But did you know that some people have a belly button that's inside and that's out? And rumor has it that while you're pregnant, if you have an outie, as they like to refer to it, it means you're having a boy. Or was it a girl? Now I can't really remember. But if your tummy is nice and round, but it's a little bit lower than most, and the belly button is out, that means you may more likely than not having a boy. And if it's in and it's higher, it could be a girl. I don't know if any of this is true. I don't know if it's not, but I have heard it in the rumor, and I have been right once. So who knows? Maybe it's true. But my belly button's always clean, and that's the most important fact of this all. That was so
Nice.
hard. Oh my gosh.
So the truth is out. Cubby isn't any.
Yep. In case you guys were curious.
You finally did it.
That was kind of okay. Let's hear what the judges think. I think we're gonna start with Accurate. You can give her a mark. What do you think she deserves?
Oh man, this is not gonna be good. He's usually like
On a scale of
peanut
1 to
gallery.
outie, I would say a 4.
4.
Oh. Okay. Gabchick, what do you think Cubby deserves?
Wait, he didn't say why.
Okay, you can
Oh, you
say
want me to say why?
Yeah.
Because last time I said you were a 10, so now you don't get special treatment.
Alrighty.
That's what he really... Sorry?
Go ahead, you. I'm sorry. I was just. I would leave you. I can't continue. I'm sweating like I think I have a fever.
Okay,
Oh, no.
before you go, can you give a real quick mark for Cubby Elizabeth? And then you can go and we can see you.
I'd feel
Wait.
better.
I was just not around in the last couple of minutes. I'm very ashamed, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then you're free to go. We know that you're not feeling that well, and it's better to go now, so you're on your feet next week. And when the real boss is here, so I will see you next
Real
week. Okay?
boss, really. Hope you feel better, Gabchip.
Thank you, people. It was nice hearing you all. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye
Good
bye.
night. Get better.
Okay, then. If Capchick is not giving a mark, guys, you can leave some marks for Cubby Elizabeth. Koterin, what do you think Cubby should receive this time?
It was not the most perfect performance by Cubby. I've heard better, but I'm still gonna give her a 10 because she sucked it up and she did it.
Aww.
Okay, that's a valid argument. For some reason, when I was listening, I had number 8 going in my mind all the time, so I'm guessing that's my subconsciousness telling me that I think it's an 8 for you, Cubby. So you're getting an 8 from me this time. But it wasn't as flowy, and you were really confused at the beginning. I don't know if your pregnancy tales are right. I guess we'll find out when we get pregnant one day in the future. But that's an 8 for me to you.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. All right. Well, I gotta admit, it was not my best, a little rusty, and, Accurate is here. You guys all know that I love him deeply, so definitely nervous, but that's okay. That's cool.
That's why you're talking about babies, huh?
Yeah, we need to make a baby
Well,
after the
that
wedding.
is a Freudian slip, huh?
Anyway.
Okay, anyway, moving on again.
I have
Question?
tons of questions from chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm left at. I think Skazi is the first
Yeah,
question that
actually,
we left at.
Um,
Yeah.
Brent Sanders was the first one. I have 6 questions down already. This is crazy.
Okay, then answer 2 of them, and we're gonna do 2 more after this one. And guys, your contest entries, because we are kind of slow on contest entries now. You upside down with Welshers tag in your hands and the photo, best photo from us judges voted, I will try to get it to $5 upvote. So if you'd like to share, guys, please do. And okay, answer the first two questions. You have them written down, Akrit?
Yeah, I took copies when I first saw Brent Sanders and Scuzzies. I hope these are the first ones. I might have missed them. Let me know if I did. So Brent Sanders asks, what do you think about the current war against self-voting? Okay, this is good. This could take a while, but I'm going to shorten it. I don't think there's anything wrong with self-voting if it's limited. I think that there should be mechanics in place that don't allow you to self-vote more than a certain amount of times per day, 2 or 3 times per day. And I think it's perfectly fine to do it, to give yourself, a pat on the back for a job well done, because you can't expect anybody else to do that. But you shouldn't be allowed to abuse the system.
Very well said.
Second question, which movie scared you the most when you were a child? I am not afraid of anything except my own words. Never
Even
been
then,
afraid of a movie,
even when you were a kid?
even when I was a kid.
That's pretty brave of you, or are you just not telling the truth?
Okay, I have a different question while we're at it. What was the movie that your parents didn't let you watch as a child?
I didn't have a very structured childhood, so there was no limitations.
Oh my. So secretive.
I think I was 9 or 10 when I watched Braveheart. I was up at like 1:30 in the morning, and I remember watching the scene where the lady was tied up and she had her throat slit, and I was like, wow, that's graphic.
That's cool. Mommy, can I do that to you?
No, she was at work, so
I was
I was the only one up, and no adults were home.
Oh, okay, I see. So you sneaked your bad movies in.
No, I didn't have to sneak. I just didn't have any structure. I grew up without a father, and my mother was working whenever she could. So us 6 children kind of took care of each other.
I had no idea you had so many siblings.
That's a lot.
My husband, I think he has, he like there are 4 children in his family. So with him, it's 4 kids, and I'm the only child.
I almost had 2 siblings that were from different fathers, but I only have one. My other sibling was in the wrong place in my mom. She had to abort it because it wasn't in the where the baby is supposed to be. So otherwise, I would have 2 siblings that would look completely different from me and have different fathers. But that's my mom.
I kind of wish that I had a brother or sister, but then I was little. I hated the idea of having one.
You got all the attention for yourself.
Yep.
Okay, this is not my post. This is the good cause that wanted to be presented. I'm just gonna leave the post here and you can check it out if you want to, because I'm not gonna present it. I hope that person is gonna come next week and present it, because I would like their own person to come and do justice to the post, because I don't know enough to present it. But it seems like a good cause, so you can check it out, guys.
I kind of know this guy. Well, not really know him, but I remember that he does a lot of Steam promotion and like helping out people in his area.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get him, but he didn't write me. He was supposed to write me, and I wrote him, but he wasn't online, so maybe he was just confused with the times. But I hope he comes to the show once, and maybe he can promote it here when he comes and himself. That would be really cool.
We've shared his post before, haven't we? The t-shirts they use look familiar.
Might be.
Cool.
Probably, because I think at least once this one was where this guy was chosen. Maybe it was even the guy with the plan. I don't really remember, but I think it's a worthwhile cause that you should check out, guys. In the audience, if you're into charity for kids especially, then that might be something you would like to promote. So now I am going to, if anybody has anything to say, I'm going to start the second part, or you can send me pictures with you doing the challenge because we're going to have to finish it soon so people can get on voting on the post, the winning post. So I think 2 people will present and then we're going to close the competition. So get your pictures ready so we can add them. And now I'm going to put up my post. Oh, the picture didn't load. Well, this is actually, I chose this. Wait, let's try again. I guess I cannot upload that, but this one is, when I read the name of the post, I thought it might be religious or something, but it is not. It's actually a post about life cycles, about growing up, dying, and it's accompanied with really beautiful pictures of a rose being at its peak and then slowly wilting. And this person talks about how we are not machines, how everything in this world is based on. I think he says he mentions physics or something, and I think it's curious because we and Akrid talked about it, but that people get driven by energy, and if we don't have our energy, we just slowly die. It's like the willpower to move on, and I like how he writes about it, and I think it's really undervalued for his writing style, his photographies that are really beautiful because you can see that. Well, he put his signature on it, so I'm assuming it should be his work, and his reputation is not that low. So I think it is his, and it's original everything. I checked the words, and I think it's really beautiful how he writes it. That it's energy, and that we kind of, we are in a cycle of living, dying, and he says being reborn, and that's something that depends on a person if we believe that we are getting reborn or not. But I think it's really beautifully how he writes about it and how he explains, not explains, how he puts his thoughts out about how life cycles work. And I think you should check it out because it's really nice. Even though the formatting is not nothing special, but it all works really amazingly together. It works beautifully together.
Yeah, the photos that he took, they really make this post stand out together with his words, kind of accompany it.
This is the thing, they completely go together with the post, and I think that's even better because, for example, I post photos with my post as well, and they are always my photos, but I not always have something that goes with my text. But this is really amazing that you have something that you can put out there, and it completely relates to the text you're writing.
Yeah, very good choice. Roses or like any flowers would be. Yeah, pretty good choice of comparison to Dan.
This is a good post. I wonder if he got the inspiration to write from the images that he took, or if he took the images to go along with the story that he wrote. Well, not necessarily story, but more like a thought-provoking concept.
I write that. Oh, that's Ren Sanders. Okay. I think we should ask him maybe in comments. Maybe he answers because I don't think he saw that I posted because he didn't say anything about it. But I would like to know as well because it's kind of if if you made a project of photographing a flower just to make it add to the post, that's something. Or if you made the photographs and you have those thoughts coming because of the photograph, either way, I think he has an interesting mind. And I like how he writes about it, that we are not just pure machines, but we are energy, and we are willpower, and we are what drives us, and if we don't have that fire that drives us, we're not alive anymore.
Yeah, we're an interesting sort of energy that has seems to have this conscious properties that we can work towards our benefit. There's a bunch of other energy cycles that we see every day in many things, like the Earth's natural cycle, the seasons, the ice ages, and it's a long-lasting process that is repeated over and over on every level of existence. But somehow we're unique in that we know we have conscience and can affect our surroundings in ways that other life can't.
Yep, just pretty smart meatbags.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Give this post a vote, guys, because I think it's really undervalued for the quality. Because I think this quality, and I liked everything about this post, even the writing. It's something that some people may agree or may not agree with, but I think he presents it in a very nice way, especially about those cycles, as we said, because that's the biggest focus. So please leave a vote if you'd like to, and we're gonna move on to Akrid's questions again because he has them piled up already. So, would you like to answer some of the questions on your list, Akrid?
Sure, I haven't taken it down anymore since I answered the last couple, but I'll answer a couple more that I have on the list here. Okay, give me just a second to read. Okay, how do I feel about putting pineapple on pizza? Scuzzy asks.
Oh, such a good life choice.
I like pizza and I like pineapple, but I do not like them together. I don't have the appreciation for warm fruit.
Oh, you're my kind of person. I don't understand the pineapple on the pizza thing. That's a fruit. That's a fruit. You don't put pineapple in food, okay? No.
You definitely got some love from the audience, but everyone's taste bud changes, so I'm sure with time you will learn to love pineapple on pizza. Truly, it's delicious. My girl.
I love pineapple on pizza. They don't know what they're talking about.
That's right. Speak it.
Stick it to the man.
All right, the next question is from Ikasumanera. Have you had a dream that you would not want to wake up from?
Mm-hmm.
The only time I dream is when I'm already waking up and I kind of let my imagination continue what was happening. At least that's the only time I remember a dream. So
Me too.
I don't actually have dreams unless my imagination is actively continuing it and not wanting to wake up.
I guess that would be a question for me because I have a dream that I don't want to wake up from every second week.
Yeah, you're. If people don't know, Linda's a pretty avid and vivid dreamer, and she writes a lot of her work that she shares on Steemit based on some of these dreams, and it's actually really great. Check it out sometime.
Thank you. Okay, well,
Hey,
shameless promotion. Okay, Katrin.
Yeah, do you have a dream that you would not want to wake up from? Since Akrid don't have one?
I have so many that I don't wake up until I'm finished the dream. I cannot, but I would love to live in some of my dreams. Yes.
Nice.
There's the Mars dream that I want to write my stories on, that I didn't want to wake up. There are dreams that I have. It's not the settings; it's the emotions, and sometimes the emotions in your dreams are much stronger than the ones in real life. So life is beautiful in a way, but my dreams are more beautiful sometimes.
That brain is playing tricks on you.
Yeah, of course it is. But it's we spend at least we spend hours dreaming and sleeping. You never know. Maybe you're dreaming now instead of maybe this is not the real life.
It seems like the more creative people, people who are able to manifest more of their creative talents, dream more often than those who are more, analytic, I guess.
Some truth
Maybe.
to that.
Okay. I think you can take another question, Akrid.
Okay, Brent Sanders asks, are you training your pickup artist skills? No, I don't need training.
He was born ready. That was a fast answer, Akrid, and continue on.
Continue on. Okay. Udi Lion, who is your greatest inspiration?
Well, who is your greatest inspiration?
Well, I've never really been able to answer this question. I've been at, there's things in school that they had you write about that made you answer this question and stuff, and I was never able to answer it.
Okay, if animals
I
could
think.
talk. Oh, you are gonna
Sorry.
answer to this. Okay.
Yeah,
Thought
I
you were
think
not.
that instead of inspiration, I'll say role model. Maybe my grandfather had some pretty great accomplishments in his life, and he was pretty uh, pretty successful, and came up from a rough childhood as well. So I guess seeing that he was able to succeed in a meaningful way in life always gave me a little bit of extra motivation to do the same.
That's nice. I can relate to that because I think I look up to my grandfather as well. One last one. If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
Penguins.
Why penguins?
Because everything about them is a lie. They're not even a bird. They swim for a living. They act all high and mighty, waddling around in their little tuxedos and whatnot. Get a grip.
Okay, I would not think of penguins as the first person thing that would be rude. I think. No, I have no idea what I would think, but not penguins. Definitely not penguins. Okay, let's take a pause from questions because I'm scrolling here. I don't think I see
Yeah, I think I got
anyone.
all of them.
Okay, let's move on to Copy Elizabeth. Would you like to present your next post?
Who, me? I would love to, and he has been waiting so patiently, and we chose thanks. We have selected one of his posts before. He's no stranger to this show and to us showering him with love. And this post is kind of weird that I chose it because normally I wouldn't. I think it reminded me of Nick, and maybe I was channeling my inner Nick in order to select it. I don't know. But I found it fascinating because it's an informative post about protecting your nature. I live in Florida, and we are surrounded by water, and I'm about 15 minutes away from the beach. And so you would think that this would come near and dear to my heart, but very rarely do I hear about this because pretty much in Florida, people try to take care of the nature that we already have because it's protected by law more so than in other places, apparently. So he talks about how in this particular location in Panama, there are certain laws that aren't respected by builders and business people in that area, and how some do and some don't. He goes into really great detail about it and how the battle with keeping it clean, the battle with these business owners, the battle of protecting their nature, and if people don't stand up for their natural habitats, that no one else will. And how one particular group did by using various social media, and it had gone viral. They made this massive statement, which he all puts in there, and how it made the biggest difference, and they ended up winning the battle. And I think the beautiful thing about this post is a lot of times people will read an article or they'll listen to a news message about a particular event that happens, and they're really terrible about making it their own. Because I could very much Google all of this that he's saying and read a long article. But the way that he depicted various information from like 3 or 4 or 5 different articles and pieced it together, sharing his own opinion and thoughts about it, I thought was very well done. It's a bit of a long read, but I didn't find it boring at all. I found it to be very interesting, and I learned a ton about humanitarian neglect, for a lack of better words, about it. And I thought it was well formatted. I thought it had beautiful pictures that complemented what he was trying to say. And I think when you think of quality post, this is one of the ones that usually come to mind. And it's less than $1, and I couldn't believe that. Granted, it's been less than a day since it's been on there, but I thought that we could shower him with some more love for his well-written post. So that's why I chose this one.
I totally. Sorry, go again. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was actually reading this post because LCR sent it to me, because I'm following him and I've seen his work before, and we've presented him before, and he's a pretty amazing person that tries to help out everybody in need, and especially animals and the nature. And I totally agree. You know that it's you don't. He's a person that will not be indifferent about it. He's not gonna leave just because he doesn't want to impose on somebody else. If he sees something wrong, he speaks out on it. And I like that, you kind of, I like the quality in people, because not so many people speak out. As I said last week when we talked about it, yet we are taught not to speak out because it's rude to impose on somebody else's what they're doing. It's not, you're not supposed to put your nose in somebody else's business, but this is something you should look into, because it's damaging the world we live in. And the world we live in, we only have one, and granted we're building rockets to go to Mars and everything, but when will that happen? And this is where we come from, so we should take care of this.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like nature protection is not really governed in a lot of countries, and it actually makes me happy that people stand up and try to make sure that their beaches and whatever areas they stay clean and people are not littering anywhere, and just pretty cool.
So I see that the property owner actually had a valid argument to stay. However, didn't do anything to sort of appease the opinion of the people who thought that it was damaging the environment. And they make a point that the owner cared more about the property investment, the value of the property, than about the environment that the property inhabited. Now, I think that maybe a better long-term solution than being able to just punish one person and enforce them to do the right thing. Hopefully people can start putting more value on the climate and the environment, so that it is actually worth more naturally than these dangerous investments that may have that he or she might have been more worried about.
That's the thing, I read it, this post earlier, and I kind of understand her view on it because who wouldn't want to protect their own property, but there are things that come in front of it, and you kind of, for example, let's say in Latvia, where I come from, we have a coastline, and the sea is taking a little bit of the coastline every year. But the thing is, the data that is collected, it's 30 years in front. We know what will happen 30 years later. We know that the coast is gonna come. So people shouldn't buy those properties, or if they want those properties, and if it goes underwater, buy a boat on this property. There's boat houses. That's the thing. I understand the owner, because I understand that it's you're losing money because of it, you're losing your investment because of it. But I also think that, as I said, we only have one Earth, and that's more important than investment. And I think we can always get on our feet.
It's a good point.
Even though I don't agree that we cause the climate change, I mean, we do affect it and be accelerated, but I think the world there's been ice age, and it's the cycles of the world, as we talked about before. I don't agree that we do it. I think that it's bigger part is the world doing it. We do affect it in a way, but it's mostly the world itself. Maybe ice caps melting, you know.
Yeah, well, the part of the investment in this property should also be the risk that's associated with owning that property over a long period of time. We know what direction the world is heading in today in terms of climate, but it could be completely different tomorrow, and any number of things could change that. So there's a certain amount of risk that we have to absorb into ourselves when we're making these decisions, and not just do everything we can in order to avoid the risk.
That's true. Catherine, are you back? Okay. Does anybody have any more questions for Akrit? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people asked questions. All of them are gonna receive hair shares, because all of those, most of the people asked multiple questions, and at least one of them was kind of interesting. And then, second, I think we're closing the contest. Does anybody has last entry with a photo of them upside down with Wellshares tag in their hands? Because otherwise we are closing it and we're gonna do voting, so the person who did it has time to make a post. Sorry. So I will post a picture right now, and while I do it, you can post a question in the chat for Akrit if you'd like to. Here, we will need to wait for Catherine a little bit, but until that, I think the judges can decide on who they want to vote. The first entry is not valid though, but I put it up there anyway.
Oh, those are also good.
Yeah, they are quite very nice, right?
Oh, they made it hard for us for sure. I have so many favorites.
Can we pick now?
I thought I was your only favorite.
Mm-hmm. Shh. Akrit, we talked about not talking about this in front of others, unless others are present.
I missed one. Wait. I realized I posted them really small, the picture.
Wow, there's one standing on her hand, and she drew a beautiful picture. It's amazing.
Here, all of our 5 entries. the first one is not valid, as I said, so we have 4 entries. So, guys, what do you think?
Can I go first?
Yes.
Of course, you can go first.
Awesome. I pick number 3.
Oh,
Number
good one.
3. Akrit, would you like to vote?
You know what? Number 3 is impressive. Number 4 makes me laugh. I really like that one. It's really hard to decide, so I'm gonna wait till the end. And in classic Nick, and go with the one that is not as
Popular.
not as voted for.
I don't hate to burst your bubble, but I'm the boss here, Akrit.
Oh.
I go last.
These ladies are trying to boss me around tonight. This is a nice
This is
change of
nice.
pace. Girls are keeping me on my toes.
You're welcome.
So, you will have to decide, Akrit. The thing is, if we will have what is it? But if we will have some pictures that have the same amount of votes, I think we're gonna ask the audience and see what audience thinks the most from these two that we choose if we have decision.
Okay.
So, Akrit, you can choose one. Which one do you think should win?
I'm gonna go with number 4.
Oh, that's a
Happy?
good one. Oh, man. This is so tough. I really, really like number 2. And number 3 is just so impressive. I have no words. 4 makes me laugh every time I see it because Lord knows I could not stand on my head like that. That's just pure talent. And then 5 is so creative. I love it too. It's just like how do you choose? Just life is hard. Okay, here we go. I got this. I am going to go with number 2 because I feel like he's really committed. Like the tongue sticking out and everything. He was just having a blast. Number 2, stole my heart. You got it.
Okay, now we have. I could choose and decide the fate now.
Dun 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 dun. Who will you pick?
I was more of I liked all of them. They are really nice entries, but I was leaning towards number 3 and number 4 because number 3 has that amazing Wilshire tag and that she stands on one hand, so that's impressive. But number 4 is ridiculous. I think I'm gonna look at the audience and I see that the audience is over at 4, so I think I'm gonna have to agree and go for number 4 because I see that there's a unanimous vote. So let's go with number 4.
Yay!
Number 4. Who is who is Ika Sumanera? Or I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. You please make a post titled Wilshire's Curation Show where you have this picture in the post. Post it and post it in the chat, and we're gonna try to give it upvotes up to $5. Is everything clear?
Congratulations.
Great job, guys. That
Congratulations.
was awesome.
You did a great job, and I think that even though number 3 was such a great effort, and I think that is a very strong entry, and you would deserve it as much as number 4. But I think this time number 4 did it with the laughing aspect of it.
Yeah, those were all excellent, and I want to thank the number 1 there as well. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but ankylosing spondylitis. I looked it up, and it's a form of arthritis that causes inflammation in the spine and could eventually cause new bone formations and fuses the spine. So it's pretty hard to do this challenge with that.
Yeah, I didn't feel very nice about not including you, but that's the rules, unfortunately. Even though you have an amazing entry, if you do post it, I will share my vote, but I cannot, I cannot promise trying to get it to $5 because I don't know how we're gonna do with this one post, but I'm gonna try to get it up.
Yeah, the price of Steam is kind of low right now. It's not gonna be as easy as it used to be, too.
Yeah, I know that I can get 250 with a full whale shares vote, so I'm gonna spend some of my whale shares if it doesn't do so good, because those all of those entries do deserve some acknowledgement because you are interacting with us curators, so that's really lovely from you.
Yeah, I'll give them, like, as I always do, 100% upvote. It used to be over $1, but now it's less than $1.
Yeah, mine was like, I know 16 cents is not that much, but now it's like 10, under 10, so you kind of see the change. So I'm gonna try to get it up, but we're gonna try uh, all effort together. So please make
We
it
need to convince Kotrin to steal Matt's account and vote with it.
I don't have access to it.
He doesn't trust you that much.
Oh, come on. I hear you're a better hacker than that.
Yeah. Call me Acid Burn.
I don't think you would need to hack that much because everybody needs to keep their keys someplace. Nobody can memorize that thing. But okay, let's stop trying
I
to convince
usually
you.
just don't use his laptop.
Well, you see. Okay. While the post is getting ready, do we have any questions for Akrit? I have Skazi, Amelia, and LCR, Brent Sanders, and Ikasuma Nura, and Udil Lion. I guess they are getting 10 hair shares each. If you want Koturin and Copy, you get 10 as well, but you tell me later that. If not, I'm gonna spend it on. I can spend the extra hair shares on the winning post as well. That could be an option, another option.
Yeah, I'll skip. I'll opt out of hair shares.
Okay.
Put it all
So-
on the post.
Sorry.
Put it all
Okay.
on the post.
I have right now 6 people that I need to send the hair shares for, but the rest of you can the 40 rest of the hair shares, if nobody asks questions, will go on the winning post, guys.
I just scrolled back and found another question by Amelia Bartlett. Do you
Okay.
flip pancakes one-handed? Yes, I can. I don't always, though.
Nice. Do you cook them often?
No, not often. I'm actually a terrible cook, except for breakfast food. For some reason, I can cook breakfast food very well.
Do you mean
Pancakes
fried
and
egg?
eggs. Yeah, pancakes and eggs and French toast. I do an excellent job with it, even though I don't do it very often. And if I cook anything else, you can probably make a wager that you're getting poisoned.
That's funny. Well, at
Cubby?
least you make breakfast. That's the most important meal of the day, as they say.
Cubby, did you hear that? Breakfast in bed comes with Akrit.
Yeah, well, he knows that I love breakfast, so, it's why he said it.
If you were a porn star, what would your name be? Akrit?
I have no clue. I'll let the ladies decide.
That's a tough question.
I'm gonna have to come back to this subject. Amelia.
Maybe it should be Acrid Attacks, Iron Acrid, Acrid the Man.
That doesn't sound like a porn star name.
Yummy. Yummy Acrid? Does that a porn star name?
I don't really know. It just doesn't sound like it, but I don't know any porn star names.
I know one, but it's of a girl.
Mia Khalifa?
No, I actually haven't seen any films with her, but a few years ago, apparently, like she was really popular and people were talking about her. Sasha Grey, I think her name was.
No idea. Blunt Force. Oh my gosh. I think actually we
That's a
have
good
found
one.
your porn name. Blunt Force.
Samantha, that's an awesome suggestion. Blonde porn's pretty funny.
Okay. Well, we have answered that question. Could you, Katrin, do you want to present your second post?
In the meantime, Udi Lion asked what body part turns you on. I'm gonna say what I find most attractive is usually long hair on a woman. It's not necessarily a turn on, but I'm not really attracted to women with short hair.
Good to know. Cobby, let it grow.
Yeah, he was quite upset when I chopped it off. We haven't really talked since then, but I think he's coming around, forgiving me.
Well, did you at least chop it for a good cause?
No.
For hair shares.
Yeah, I did mine. For hair shares. You should do that. Everybody, let's lose our hair. I really didn't like it, but I had to do it anyways because I had colored hair and now I just want my natural hair.
My hair is like naturally really thin and kind of like fragile. Like no matter what I do, like whatever like hair products I use or biotin. So I cannot cut my hair even though it is pretty long, but it's also really thin and I love every hair I have.
Okay, there's the post, by the way. Well-shared curation show. If you guys could share a vote on this winning post, it would be really nice. And while you do, Katrin, are you ready now?
Yeah.
Please share some love with our winning Whale Shares participant. He deserves it. Look at that effort that he put in there.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to present my post, but I
Yes,
did.
you present your post while you were putting it up. I'm just reminding people to vote on it.
Oh, okay, got you. I already uploaded that one.
Okay.
Ooh, this one looks cool.
Okay, so sorry for the delay. My husband is getting ready to go to Puerto Rico in a few hours, and I was just like helping him out to pack. There's gonna be a conference there, an AOS conference, because they're trying to turn Puerto Rico into kind of like EOS powered state or something. So this is why he's going there.
Oh, that sounds pretty amazing. I think you should talk about that one day.
Yeah, maybe like he's gonna be there like for a week, so yeah, then the conference is gonna be lasting like 3 days. But anyways, let me get to my post and then I have to go get laundry. So this second post is called "Do you agree with the statement you only live once?" I feel like this is an interesting topic to debate about, but it's also something we all agree upon, is that life is very much finite and it is going to end at some point. I feel like adding another popular motto to this post, which is life is what you make it. I know it sounds so stupid, but anyways, you can either go on a rampage and try every single drug the planet has to offer, YOLO, dude, or jump off bridges for the same exact reason, or you can spend your life being sheltered away, not knowing what it's like to go camping, for instance, because you may end up getting eaten alive by a bear in the forest. Duh. I cannot call myself a person who justifies doing something stupid by saying YOLO, as if I'm creating memories by putting myself into a dangerous situation. However, I'm a person that enjoys a healthy dose of adventure. I love life and I don't feel like giving up on it, just getting myself killed. Anyways, I think you say his name Arcry. He expressed interest in readers' idea of how to live their life, and in this post. So, if you guys have any ideas, you have anything to share, like what do you think about this whole YOLO thing? Just drop him a comment.
Oh, this is pretty amazing. For me, uh, I agree. Maybe you know, how can I explain this? For me, if even if I live once, I would like to do everything I want to do. You know, maybe if I want to do dangerous things, maybe I want to do them later on. But if I want to do something, I would like to have no regrets when I look back at life.
Yeah, for sure. That's the way to do it. That's why I felt like adding that saying "love is what you make it" thing, because even though it sounds as cheesy as YOLO and all that, kind of think it sounds stupid, but YOLO, I guess it's different for everybody. For somebody, YOLO maybe, I don't know, letting themselves eat something they usually don't, or I don't know, or doing something like really crazy and getting themselves killed, like who knows.
Jump out of a plane without a parachute.
Yeah,
I think
bye, peace
that
out.
everybody should subject themselves to a healthy dose of adventure and experience, but shouldn't necessarily do it solely for the sake of the adventure and the experience, the danger of it. Um, there's no need to be reckless when y- there's no need to cut your life short because of a reckless decision. Um, I tend to view life more like make your life worthy of its existence. So you're here, you might as well make it a worthy effort in order to, not have to look back and regret anything.
For sure, just make sure you live a good life, I guess, the kind of life you think you deserve, and being a good person to everybody, not being a shithead, and that's it pretty much, I guess.
No shitheads allowed.
Exactly.
Say no to the shithead.
I mean, if you're a bad person, like, why do you even breathe this air and just like making life horrible for everybody else? Might as well just go die, kill yourself.
Oh, but how do you define a bad person? You know, I know that there's universal standards, but for each of us, there's other standards, like our individual standards, like what people we like and what we don't. Of course, the ones that just kill other people for fun, or rape, or something like that. Obviously, those are. I think most of us would agree that they're not good people. But there's always going to be people who are not going to think they're bad people because they think the same. So who has the right to decide who is good and who is not? Also, shit, I want that on a T-shirt. I guess we don't. Oh no, we had some questions for Acrid, didn't we?
Yeah, a couple. Karen asked, would you consider yourself more of a womanizer or more nerdy? Can't be both. I think refined the question more to if you have a Friday night, would you prefer to chill gaming or prefer to pick up women at the bar with slick moves? I go to the bar to get drunk and rarely be social. I don't go to the bar often, and I uh, do like to sit home gaming because it's easy to do and it's enjoyable.
Gaming? Yes.
But I mean, I would never choose only one for forever. You know, it has to be have to mix things up sometimes.
I have my life as my styles. I can dress like any person. I can dress like a 15-year-old teenager, and I can dress like a businesswoman. I sometimes just feel one way, or sometimes I just feel another way. And I think in all of us, we have a little bit of everything.
Wait a
Just
Can you
second,
like,
I
dress
thought you
as
just
Elvis?
sit in your chair naked all day.
yeah, well, it's getting really hot in here, actually, guys. So, what did you say, Katrin?
Do you dress up as Elvis?
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. No. I haven't tried that, but if you dress up like Tom Raider, then I can dress up like I don't know, I can dress like somebody as well, and we can role play together.
Now we can pretend we're other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Psylocke from X-Men.
I didn't see that film.
I don't think there's a film for her. She's in X-Men: The Apocalypse, but she's not mostly known in the universe. I'm I know her from other places. She's
I don't
pretty
even
cool.
know who that is.
I'll write her name.
Is that a character?
Yep. Okay, while this is happening, would you like to present your post, Accurate? I'm gonna find how Psylocke looks and post it, and you can present your post, Accurate.
All right, thank you. So this post is by Refki. Refki took a trip to a monument and told us the history of it. He's got some great pictures in here of the monument and the surrounding area, and explained that he read on the placards the story of um, a hero, a national hero, who helped the fight against colonialism that was controlling the society and land where he lived. So the hero ended up being a martyr, died doing protecting people's freedoms from the colonial nature of the 1500s, I believe it was, maybe 1400s. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting story. It was a nice blend of history and the story of the actual individual. Who was more of a strategist or a tactician than anything. He ended up being recruited by the colonists to raise an army and take over the locals for them, but turned against them and actually fought against uh, the colonists, and was actually I don't know if he allowed himself to be captured, but when he was captured by them, he ended up escaping with hundreds of weapons and a bunch of ammunition, and uh, gave one hell of a fight against being conquered.
Oh, that's a badass person.
Yeah, and he explained it very, very well. It sounds like it's certainly not their first language, English, and this might be written in their first language and then transferred over to English. But they used a lot of really good explanation expressions, and it was very well written.
Yeah, I like how he goes about how to get there and how long is the ride and like what are the temperatures. It's just like not only the story about the person whose tomb he visited, but also a kind of good explanation on how to get there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a story of his adventure, the history behind, and the story of the hero who he was visiting, and it was a great blend of all three of those aspects.
I agree. Absolutely. I was kind of struggling understanding like where it was from, and then I realized that it was in Indonesia because I recognized this province or just area. That's a very popular tag.
Yeah, there's a lot
HCH.
of people from that area on Steemit, and it's pretty cool. I never heard of it before Steemit, so.
I seen a lot of people, and I think they get a bad rep on the platform from Atsech, but this one seems a really nice post. It's it seems original, and even though the formatting I don't know if the formatting I like the most, but what he writes is really amazing, and how you explain it. I just scrolling through it now because I wasn't able to read it, but that's pretty cool, especially the story.
Yeah, it was neat to learn about, and he expressed the story well. I thought, um, and the formatting could use a little bit of work, but I like that they inserted, their own pictures with with a little description right next to it.
Yeah, that's
Even
really
though it's
cool.
not perfect formatting, it's well spaced.
I was answering. We missed some question, it seems. So I would like uh, Cheryl. Would you like to repeat your questions
Yeah,
so we can answer them?
I have a few questions taken down. Cheryl asked, if you were given the chance to make a wish, what would you wish for?
Okay.
Um, I never thought about that, and uh, and I don't have a good answer for you. I'm gonna have to think about that more and get back to you on that question.
Endless supply of tomatoes.
That would not work. Sorry. I just wish for it all to end.
Oh no.
No, but I'm gonna try to think about that. I might end up letting you down on that, Cheryl, though. For now, I'm gonna move on to Scuzzy's question. You can have any superpower, but it comes with one condition. For example, you can go invisible, but only when you're screaming at the top of your lungs. That's an example. Which superpower would I pick? Well, I already have a superpower. I can wink with both eyes at the same time.
That's your
Oh,
that's your secret talent as well.
yeah, it must be. Amelia asked, "Who is my favorite superhero?" I am my own favorite superhero. That's uh, that's all you get. The drawbacks of being able to wink with both eyes at the same time is that I can only wink with both eyes at the same time.
You cannot wink with your three eyes at the same time?
Well, that's for behind closed doors.
Okay, guys. Well, do we have any other do you have any other questions written down, Alfred?
I see. I'm reading a few here. Chinera Vivian, Chinera Vivian. Do you read, and what's your preferred genres? I actually never enjoyed reading. I always disliked it when I was assigned it in school. I would read the first couple pages and then not pick it up until I had to like make a report about it or make a presentation about it. I would just skip to the end and like leave out everything in between. I did do some extensive reading with only one book series, and that was Terry Goodkind, Sword of Truth series. I read the whole series. It was excellent. I never really finished another book besides that.
Well, maybe it's like Ian that says you just haven't stumbled upon the right book, or maybe you just don't have enough time to enjoy it. For example, I feed on books. When I was little, I only read books. But I have the time now.
I get bored and tired easily, and I kind of have to do something else when that happens.
Okay. Well, then you can just watch things. Those are good.
Yeah,
Well-
I do watch things. It's something I do like to do.
Okay. Guys, would you like to send me your BitShares names? Everybody who is in the room can send me your BitShares account names. I'm gonna send you 5 BitShares each. And while that is happening, I also should present my last post, and then we can ask any last questions for Accurate.
LCR asked ASL, pretty much.
What is ASL?
Age, sex, location. That's throwback from AIM and original chat rooms.
Okay, wait. Oh yeah, and then add in not only that, but add in your personal citizen code, your insurance number, and would you like to add your PIN to your credit card? Why?
Yeah, let me give you
just
a
your
copy
wallet
of my
keys, that's all.
birth certificate and social security card.
Yeah, just give me everything you got. You know.
Pension,
Take it
my
easy.
will.
Yeah, sure. Unless you
My,
have bets on your will, then I don't want to take it.
You want my private key?
Which private key?
Oh my god.
There's one key to rule them all.
I think that you have to go to Cubby with.
All right, sorry to interrupt you, Cubby.
Okay, so this is my post. This is actually part 2 of the post, and I highly suggest checking out the part 1 that's just 5 days old, and it was much more throughout in the text. But this one it really spoke to me as well. At first, I usually open the posts that I may like and I leave them open, and when I go over the second time, I read them throughoutly. And I really like this one because it's a trip from family. It's from a Neustemian, and it's a pretty young boy. I think he's not even 18, because you can see he's making a photo of him eating, and he's with his parents, and he said a story about the dog in the picture, that it is one of the descendants of some very important dogs that are there in the where was he, what was this place called that he went to? Merida. I have no idea where it is. I will have to check that out. But this is also amazing, and even when he shows the chips bag, you can see how the air is the atmosphere makes the air want to escape the bag, and it's kind of pretty amazing when you look at it. And he writes really nicely and really easygoing, and when you read both of the parts that he posted, they're pretty nice together, and his English is pretty great. You kind of can say that you kind of can read that he is like in his teens, but only in some places. In other places he sounds grown up and very, very, what do you say, very intelligent already, even for his young age. So I think this was amazing, and this deserves encouragement because he's already trying to do something and earn money in a way, and he's making a good job. So check this one out.
You always find the coolest stories.
Yeah, you know how many posts I go through? I spend like 3 hours going through those posts.
Yeah, you guys have a really hard job.
We manage. We try to find the best, right, guys?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, these are a lot of nice pictures. He's doing a good account of what his experiences are. I like that.
Yeah, and in the first part there's more text, and in the second part there's more pictures. I wonder if he got just discouraged about it because his post didn't earn that much, or is that it was that meant to be that way? You know, that he gives all the information and he shows the pictures. I think this was really amazing effort. You know, especially when you're just learning and exploring. I mean, we are always learning and exploring, but this is like, you know, this is gonna help him write later on, and this is gonna improve his skill in writing. And he's not writing just one two lines. He's actually, putting every in each picture. He writes about each picture. So
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for people who are willing to take and expand just an image into uh, a full uh, a full manifestation of what the experience was that we could all enjoy, in at least imagining it with along with them.
yeah, and plus you can feel how amazing he like how he the vacation the holiday, even though he says like he was up in the mountains and he was freezing, and but you can see that he enjoyed it, and that's what is great about those travel posts, that you kind of see a little bit of life of other people, and this one was really sweet. And I at first I was just like opening it and I was like, oh, this is just a normal post. But then I saw it was like made from by a younger person, and it's like the whole family, and it's not only just posts; it's just explaining where the dogs come and the origins and how important they are. He gives backstory. He thought about it, and that I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I see that he tried trout for his first time in his life. He
Yeah.
doesn't explain if he enjoyed it or not, though.
Well, maybe that was left for imagination.
Yeah, dot dot dot.
So that was my last post. I think we're done with the posts. Uh, do you have any last things you guys want to say? Kabi, Elizabeth, Catherine, Accurate. Last questions that need answering. Are there any other questions?
I think there's a couple other questions. First, I want to say thank you guys for doing this every week. It is a lot of work. I really appreciate what you guys do. I had such a hard time deciding between a few different posts, um, and I don't know how you guys are able to just select two. It's easy for people who are voting to just vote on 10 posts or more or less, depending on how much they want to burn their voting power. But to select the two that you enjoy the best is a really tough task.
Yeah, well, the rest of that we don't choose, we leave votes on because they're nice. But I think for me at least, it's pretty easy in the end to come to find the best. Sometimes I'm just, at least the first post I usually just choose because I like it very much, and the second post sometimes is harder. But in the end, you choose something, and I think only once I had like, oh, I should have maybe chosen something else, another post, because that was more undervalued. But otherwise, I think it's really amazing. But you usually make the right choice. And thank you, Actor, for coming and saving us as we needed some guest curator. And look, I got copy for you here. I did it all for you guys.
You're amazing. This has been so much
Knew you
fun.
wouldn't
I
let me
miss
down.
being on air so much.
I will say goodbye to everybody. Let's close the show and then let's take off the mic so everybody who doesn't have their questions answered can ask Accurate on their own. Because the show is over, I think